Hi, this is Ron from POCculture.com. How are you?
Good. Nice meeting you, Ron.
Likewise, so happy to chat with you. Really loved your film. Earlier at the press conference, you mentioned that this story was based on your actual life story, and I was so fascinated by that. I'm wondering what you personally at that moment took away after that happened, after you sang that song. What was your lesson?
Right. I mean, like to be honest with like when I went through that, I didn't really thought that much, right? Like that moment was actually when I sent that song, sent a Mandarin song, nobody understood me. It was so awkward. It was like one of the most awkward experience in my life. Um, and I felt like people didn't really understand me, even though I sent that song, right? But then obviously people remembered me because that's such a weird, thing to do. But then it was actually during the process of making this film that I felt so touched um, when I was filming that final scene, right? Like when I was filming this scene, I had like 60 extras, there, and I have like 20 to 30 like crew members, and um, we have to record the actor's voice. So we have everyone quiet, and we recorded we filmed the actor singing that final song. And after I said cut, I turned around. I saw my producer and my production designer in tears. And then suddenly everyone started applauding for the lead actor. And that was the moment that I felt, wow, like even though it's the lyrics is still in Mandarin, but then people actually understand, you know, the actor and people actually understood me. So it took me years, to get that rewarding experience. Yeah.
So, if it wasn't until that moment, what made you decide when you're going to make this project that that's the story you're going to base it on? What was the message you were trying to communicate
Right.
to audiences?
Yeah, I think like as a Chinese, as an international student moving to the US, the for a lot of us, the first thing that we wanted to do is to fit in and to assimilate to this new world. But then slowly you recognizes that there are lots of differences. And then there comes a choice whether you choose to, like hide those differences and try to erase those away and try to be the same as other people, or try to embrace yourself, right? And to actually have other people see who you are. But that is a very difficult choice to make, and that takes a lot of courage. And that's what I wanted, people to take away from this film, that it will be rewarding. And sometimes it's not about, sometimes you're boxing yourself. And in order for other people to see you, in order for you to, own yourself, you need to, first open that box and accept yourself first.
That's great. I really appreciated Xiaoyu's friends in the story, but especially in that scene because it is so awkward and sometimes so painful to take that risk on your own. But it's so fulfilling when you have people who will support you. Um, in your vision, what was the purpose and role of those two friends in the story and in that moment specifically?
Right. I mean, in my real life experience, I had those two friends
Oh,
in my high school, and they were always very supportive until, I mean, even now, right? Like we're always protective of each other, we're supporting each other. And when I was in that high school, we were like three of the very few Chinese students at the school. So for me, having like my people from my own culture, my own country supporting me is very moving. Yeah.
that's great. I think that's the time that we have. I really appreciate your film. It was very powerful and meaningful for an Asian American like myself. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Ron.
Take care.